All right, let's answer these exam questions. The first one is taken from 2019, paper 1, question 18. The value of a compound interest investment in dollars after n years, V of n, can be modeled by the recursion relation shown below. So as you can see, we're starting off with $100,000, and then every year we are gaining 1% interest. And I know that simply because of this one there. That one there is telling me it's 1% that we're gaining each year. Now, it says that the interest rate per annum for this investment is what? Now, this is where you have to be careful. It says per annum, which means for every year. And we know that this recursion relation is giving me after n years. So that means it's simply going to be 1% because we're after per annum, and this is in terms of per year. So it would just be 1% there. And again, it's just reading off and knowing that that means 1%. If we look at our examiner's report, you can see that 66% of the population, or the population of the students that year who took it, were able to answer that question correctly. All right, let's move on to the next one here. This is taken from VCAR 2020, paper 1, question 27. It says, Jen invests $10,000 at an interest rate of 5.5% per annum, compounding annually. After how many years will her investment be more than double its original worth value? Okay, what we're going to do here is, I think, well, it's after how many years? After how many years? That means I probably want here to create a rule. But before we create the rule, let's create the recursion relation. So let me just make sure I spell recursion correct here. I'm first going to make my recursion relation. So that means I'm going to go V of 0 is equal to 10,000. And then I'm going to go V of n plus 1 is going to be equal to, now it's going to be 1 plus, my R here is 5.5. It's compounding annually, so that means I divide this by 1, and then I divide the whole thing by 100, and then you times it by V of n. But then, after I've done that, and actually I might just write it out a bit nicer. So this is going to be V of n plus 1 is equal to 1.055 V of n. Then what I would want to do is I would want to create a rule for this, because once I've got a rule, then I can actually solve this thing. My rule is going to look like this. It is going to be 1.055 raised to the power of n times by my initial amount of 10,000. Now, the reason why I wanted to create that rule is because now I can take that rule and use it to solve my question. So what that's going to look like now, and I'll do it in another color yet again, is my investment has to be more than double its original value. Well, if it was originally $10,000, what I want to do is I want to say, all right, take 20,000, 1, 2, 3, set that equal to 1.055 n and times that by 10,000. And I want to solve that for n. What would my n be in this case? So I would come here, menu 3, 1, 20, 1, 2, 3, set that equal to 1.055, raised to the power of x, we'll say. Then we'll times it by 10, 1, 2, 3, and we'll go comma x. And I'm going to end up with n being equal to, oh, sorry, that doesn't look right. I forgot to add a 0 there. That's better. N is going to be equal to 12.946. This is usually where people make a mistake. They don't know whether or not they have to round up or they have to round down. So is it going to be 12 or is it going to be 13? What I would recommend you do here is you test each out. So if I come here and I put in 12 into my X spot, it's going to be 1,900. That's not over 20,000. But if I was to come here and I was to put in 13, it will be. It will be 2005. So my answer will be B there. It will be 13. So it will be 13 as my answer. All right, let's look at how many people got this correct. This is question 27. 77% of people got that correct. So that's pretty well done. Needless to say, you have to be on your game if you want to do well in this subject. It is it's hard to do extremely well. You have to make sure that you're crossing all your I's and no, crossing your I's, you don't cross your I's, you dot your I's and cross your T's. Nevertheless, that's how you do those two questions. Hopefully this has made sense.